Hello, Chelsea fans. Welcome back to the Pride FT. The FT stands for Football Thoughts. We are back again reacting to more Chelsea misery. As ever, I'm joined by my illustrious co-host, Clark. Clark, how are we?
We're all good today, man. All good.
Are we good?
Little Stella with me.
Okay, we're somewhat good.
I'm all
Okay,
good.
we're somewhat good.
Yeah.
Other drinks are available. Don't drink if you're under 18. Drink responsibly if you do drink, and all that fun stuff.
Only drink when we lose. So that's all the time at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. So here we are. We're back again for another episode. Loving life as Chelsea fans.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, kind of dreading every 90 minutes that we have to sit through, once, twice, three times a week at the moment.
Yeah.
But we do it for the love of the club, for the love of the game, for the love of you guys who watch us week in, week out.
Yeah.
As I suggested, two losses since we last recorded.
Yeah.
To add to the pile
of
that
losses
we already
this
have
season.
this season.
Yeah.
It truly is the depths. We are in the depths of despair.
You know what? I'm just getting sick of getting pelted by insults from other club fans, and it's really proper winding me up now. I'm just like, leave it out. We know that we're crap, bruv. We can see this. You can see our reactions. Not just us, every Chelsea reactor is exactly the same. And we know that we're crap, so just leave it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Just allow us.
Yeah.
It's too upsetting. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
it's like kicking a dead horse. It's literally what it is.
Yeah. It's a really weird one. There's just no fun to be had, is there? We can't dunk on anyone.
No,
we never beat anyone surprisingly, so we've got something to gloat about. There's nothing to take from this season except for disappointment and as I said earlier, despair. Let's quickly touch then on the first game of the two that's happened since we last posted. Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Chelsea 0.
Yeah.
This was at the Molineux. I believe it was last Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah. It was a terrible game. Absolutely. I mean, if you've watched my reaction, it's the same basically as Real Madrid. It's just shocking football. There is just nothing to be had. Everybody was crap. Literally everyone was shit. No passion, no aggression. It's just a lacking of faith all round, and the confidence is just an all-time low. We're not going to touch on Wolves that much because honestly, it's just repeating ourselves from the Real Madrid game that we're going to review as well. So it's just more crap. It's just more shit, and there's I can't see an end in sight, and that's the worrying thing.
Yeah. I was working, so fortunately, I couldn't catch the game. I did.
You lucky bastard.
I did watch back an extended highlights package, just to kind of get a feel for the game and kind of see how it transpired. But well, that's it. There wasn't really much that we did. I don't think that was particularly impressive. Obviously, kudos to what is his name, Matheus Nunes, for their goal, which was an absolute banger. You got give
it was amazing.
It was a fantastic goal, and it's just typical that whenever we come up against a team that's struggling, their player or one of their players pulls out a worldy goal that they don't. I think this is his first Premier League goal this season. So once again, we're giving first Premier League goals to players for shit teams, which is what we love to do this season. Charity FC back once again. I mean, I look through the stats. It's just nothing really. Once again, XGFC, we have higher expected goals, higher possession, more shots. But most of those are off target. Most of those are blocked. So it's just, as you said, and I'll trust your word for it because you actually did see it through. It's just the same old. Another dismal, embarrassing, disappointing performance. I think if I will say anything about the Wolves thing that's different to the Real thing game, is that even though we're shite, you still expect us to beat Wolves, who are worse.
Shite.
You
know what? I would not even to beat them. I would just expect a goal or two, or a draw or something, or a 0-0 at least. But we got beat by Wolves, 3 points down the shitter. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're coming off the back of that, going into Real Madrid
Mm.
away at the Bernabeu,
Mm.
and it's not looking good, bruv. And it
No.
wasn't good, bruv. It wasn't. It was dreadful. We watched it last night. We done a little reaction, and even in that reaction, you could just tell we're just so sick of this shit, man. It's just never ending.
Oh yeah, I
Everybody was
mean,
all over the gaff.
yeah, just truly, truly stinky. Like our form is absolutely through the floor.
Yeah.
I've got some fun stats and some
Ooh,
interesting
fun stats, people.
informational
Let's go.
tidbits that we'll go over a bit after. Obviously, we get more into the Real game. Which did you want to move
Yeah,
on to
we'll
that
move on
now?
to
Or
that
just
now
yeah, we'll
because
just dive
honestly,
straight into it.
Wolves are just thinking about losing to Wolves is making me sad. So
It's upsetting. It's really
no
upsetting.
one needs
The
to
only
hear
thing
that.
did Kante play in that game? Did he
He
come back
did,
to start?
yes, yeah,
Okay, so that's the only positive because
yeah,
we love Kante and we're happy to see him
yeah.
back. Customary appearance of my little
Hey, put him on your
Kante. He's
mic.
supposed to be
Put him on your mic.
he's supposed to be a good luck
Yeah, let's
symbol. There he
go.
is, man like So yeah, Real Madrid. Obviously, last night we did watch the game together. We did an instant react after the game. Check that out on the channel if you're interested.
Yep.
You might see some of our. Well, you know what I would say our kind of like anger, but actually we were so disappointed
We
and
was
deflated.
we were so used to this crap that we were just like we expected it, man. We're numb
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
pain,
We
numb
are
to
numb
the
to the
pain
pain.
now, man.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously didn't go into this game with much hopes of a win. In the preview, I said that we would lose 3-0. Weren't far off. We ended up losing 2-0. Uh, Obviously, this leaves us. I mean, right, 2-0 loss.
Yep.
Chilwell gets sent off. He can't play in the next tie.
Yep.
This leaves us with. I don't even know how small the odds are of us getting through now, but they must be infinitesimal. We got Lampard saying that, you know, there's like no there's no confidence in the squad. Like nobody knows how good they are.
Because
That
they're all
anything can happen.
shit.
Anything can happen at Stamford Bridge. We still got a chance. I really, I reality don't see it.
Oh, hey.
Um, Real just literally looked a class above, just totally in control.
They just.
Even when we looked half good, I was
You know
always
what, right?
sure that they were letting us look
And
half
any
good.
gamers out there will get this, right? You know what Real Madrid was like? It's like they've done all the side quests and then gone to the main boss. That's
Right?
what it looked
Okay.
like.
Well, they're super over leveled.
They look like they were level 100 going against a level 10 first boss, and they were just taking their time. You know, we'll play around with them a little, but
Yeah.
overall we know we're going to smash their heads in. And guess what? They smashed our bloody heads in. So
Yeah, definitely. They were in complete control. Like
yep,
we had obviously a sniff of a chance right at the beginning.
yep,
Joao Felix fluffed it as he does. And there's we had a good 10 minutes, didn't we, at the beginning?
yeah,
10,
yeah.
15.
If
I
that
think we
goal
looked
went
quite
in, man, it would have
encouraging.
changed the whole outcome
Yeah, of
because
course, of
like
course. But we can't rely on anyone.
the
We can't rely on
confidence would have
anyone.
been, yeah. But the thing is, right, but these are professional footballers and they're getting paid like
I'm convinced they're not.
thousands. I know, right? Fucking Sunday League, if that. And it's just like, how is Felix not scoring now? I'm sorry, but I know that you're against Courtois and all this stuff. But if you're that close to the goal and how aren't you just slotting that past? I just don't get it.
Well, yeah, I mean, or Militao got back at him and gave him like a bit of a harder angle, I guess, and Courtois was there just to stop it. But yeah, no, I know, like again, a proper player.
Yeah.
Your Haalands, who again we'll talk more about later,
Oh,
would have dispatched out with ease because that's a
easy.
proper player.
Easy.
So yeah,
Would have done that. Anyone.
Benzema, yeah,
Bloody
of
hell. You
course,
know what? Aubameyang would have done that.
potentially.
But guess what?
So yeah, obviously
Potter ruined that.
Real, just like everything else.
Yeah.
Real gets their first goal in the 20th minute, and then from then on, it really, with every game, it's like if they literally score one goal,
Yeah.
we're not getting a positive result because
Yeah.
it's impossible for us to. And then from then on, yeah, it was just literally they were just kind of chilling, controlling things. Like the game turned quite slow and sloppy and a bit scrappy. We didn't really make anything happen. They got their second goal in the 72nd minute, I believe. Marco Asensio from a corner to the edge. Another goal that Kepas has conceded from outside the box, just to add to the to the collection.
Yep.
And yeah, they just thoroughly outclassed us without really trying hard. I was actually listening to a podcast today that were reacting to the game, and they made a pretty good analogy where they said this like, um, in terms of like gears, like we don't have any more gears to get to.
I
You know, it's
saw
how
this
like
as well, and I totally
yeah,
agree. And it was like, they had another 4 gears to go through, and we were
yeah,
just stuck on reverse, it seemed.
yeah,
And it's just like they didn't even get our first gear, mate. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they were not going even like they weren't doing anything impressive. They were just playing
yeah,
football. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. So it was like yeah, we're reverse is probably better. I was going to say that we're stuck in first gear, but actually, first gear is still some progression. Reverse is going
yeah,
backwards, so
yeah,
actually that does work better. But yeah, Real were like, if we're going to continue the analogy, they were in second and they were just cruising, man. They were literally, actually, they were in fourth on a 30 road and just literally just cruising nicely.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, so it was in a way it was more embarrassing than it was infuriating, like the Wolves game,
yeah.
because it was like Christ, they are literally last season we gave them a hell of a game in the
Oh,
Champions
proper,
League.
yeah.
We
And
absolutely
the
pushed them
year
to the
before
edge.
that, we
I
smashed
know,
them.
I know, and so it's crazy how big the drop off has been, and
Yeah,
and this is a squad with largely the same players. Um, so it really goes to show the kind of miracles that was being done under Tuchel back then, and makes you wish that we didn't dispense with his services as quickly as we did. Um, yeah, so
mate. Just honestly, it's so.
again,
You know what? I'm sorry, but it's so boring talking about it because I'm just dead inside. I'm just like these stats are ridiculous. We
yeah,
like they had 17 shots, 10
yeah,
shots on target. We had
yeah,
5 and 3 on target and 1 block shot. And guess where that block shot came from? Mason Mount,
yeah,
who hasn't been played all fucking season, he comes
yeah,
on and guess what? Gets a nice little he turned around, shot Rudiger, little block. Obviously, Rudiger's world class, and we got rid of him for some fucking reason. But like,
and that
Mount's
was in the
come.
93rd minute as
Yeah,
well. That
Mount's
happened.
Mount's come on 10 minutes. What did he have? 10 minutes, 15 minutes,
Yeah,
and
not
and
long.
he's done that already. That was nearly a goal. Little turn. That was such a good turn. Such a good little piece of football. Obviously, Rudiger's amazing and blocked it. What like you got to think if we had these players playing throughout the season, what was the thing with Potter? Just I swear he had like this sort of like I don't know, like this vendetta against most of the bloody team because he hardly played anyone and kept on playing shite like Havertz and Pulisic and fucking Ziyech. Sorry to swear so much, but it's
No,
so
get it out.
infuriating, bruv. And it's just
Yeah,
like, what are you doing, blood? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And then Lampard's come in. You can tell, I'm sorry, right? He's a Chelsea fan. He has not watched us all season. He has
yeah,
not watched us all fucking season, and the same going for everybody else on that coaching staff because we're putting out shite again, and it
yeah,
just doesn't make sense. I thought you know what a 3-5-2 they put out this, and I thought it's a little bit of a change. We had Kante, Enzo, and Kovacic in the middle, but really, why didn't we have no Kovacic because he was fucking shit? Put
he
on
was.
Mount, a little bit like what I said in the preview. Put on Mount, a little bit higher in between that link, and that's what was missing. We was missing that link between our midfield two and our front two. That's the vital thing. And another podcast that I listened to, or some clip that I saw, said exactly the same thing. And that's what we said on our preview. Well, that my team on the preview was we need that link in the middle, and we missed that so much
Yeah,
because
yeah,
everybody was so midfield. I know Kante's amazing, Enzo's amazing, Kovacic, he's normally okay, but he had a bad game, very bad game, and it's just not good enough when you're against Champions League like serial winners and
mm,
they can just play you like a puppet, and it's
yeah.
just like what we didn't give no game to him. What was Sterling doing, bruv? Like,
Oh God,
oh my god! And then we
literally.
bring Cuckoo on. And
Yeah,
and he,
I,
he was the result in Chilwell's red card. I'm sorry. I'll chill.
yeah,
I'll chill.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah. There's so much about yesterday, and so many players really could like hang their head in shame because definitely like Cuckoo came on in an absolute disaster class. Chilwell gets sent off. In makes a rash decision, gets sent off. Um,
Which I think it was a soft red card. I understand. I understand what he done. Obviously, it was a goal scoring opportunity, but there was a lot of work to be done still to get that goal. It wasn't straight in front of the keeper. He had another two defenders right next to him. He didn't injure him. He literally just grabbed his arm and moved him a bit. But the thing is, that whole situation wouldn't have happened if Cuckoo actually had a brain.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, he was definitely, he lost his man, didn't it? And
Yeah.
it forced Chilwell to run back and grab him like that. No, I mean, yeah, so it really is. It's just a collection of terrible performances. Literally nobody had a good game. Thiago Silva was okay. James also had a pretty terrible game. It looks as if coming back from injury, it
Yeah.
hasn't. I don't, something about his recovery hasn't quite worked, and
No.
and I've seen rumors of him needing
Surgery. I think he should
Yeah,
get it.
and literally, if these were the last two games that meant anything of this season, which they basically are, and it looks very unlikely that we're going to do anything in the second tie, then literally, brother, just go and have your surgery in it. Let your leg heal
Heal
up properly
properly
and
before
get
the
back,
season
because
starts.
yeah, and just get it done now, because there's no point staying on for the
No.
rest of the season, because there's nothing left to play
No,
for.
exactly. I totally agree.
We're just turning up just to be there, just to put numbers on the pitch,
Yeah.
basically. And it's basically just like a run out at this point. It's just exercise. They may as well go do treadmills. But
Honestly, we should just
yeah,
have fans playing at this point
yeah, on God,
because
literally
we
just fit,
would
or
probably do better.
give a chance, just put the development squad in
You know
as
what?
as the starting lineup.
You know what? Yeah. No, I totally agree. Right? Take off Cuckoo, throw in a bit of Lewis Hall. You know,
Yeah, yeah, I'd rather Lewis
these
Hall.
put these young ones in. You know, Chukwemeka, your Maduekes, your Chalobahs. Put all the young ones in, and just give all these seniors that are stressing like proper, like, you know, Silva's come back after a knee injury after 6 weeks or something stupid, and straight into a bloody Champions League quarter final against Real bloody Madrid, and you're expecting him to be like top dog, you know, thing, and he was. I believe he was captain as well. And it's just like, how are you expecting a 38-year-old to recover that quickly? And you know what? To be fair to him, he had a decent game.
Yeah, he looked all right.
You got to think though, he wasn't fully there. It's still recovering, man. It's a knee is a big thing, like especially when you use your legs for a living. And he's 38. You got to put that into perspective. Like, he can't recover as quick as these young guns. It takes time now for him to heal. Yeah, but no, I think totally agree. Reece, go have your surgery, brother. Right, chill out for a bit and just come back in the new season refreshed, new leg, done. Right,
New leg.
You know, Mason, if you need a new penis, go get one of those. Yeah. You know, stuff like that. Just shit like, go and get all your ailments. Go and get fixed before because this season's a write off. We're already in a four loss streak. No, 4 loss streak or something. We haven't scored in 4 games, 6 hours. We haven't scored. So just put these young guns on, man. Give them a bit of a little experience. I would love to see against Brighton on Saturday. I would absolutely love to see, you know, Lewis Hall, a Chalobah, a Madueke, a Chukwemeka, all of them starting. I want Mendy in goal again, because Kepa, you're wank. Sorry.
Yeah. No, look, I get it. Like, it's good, man. Like, it's nice to get it off our chest, you know, and just get it out.
I've been saving it for the podcast, man. I swear. Like,
yeah, I mean, I feel your pain. I get it. We are. I don't, you know, I struggle to even put it into words, like just how entirely disappointing this whole situation is, and I think the ownership group really need to sort their shit out, because you can't come to a fucking institution like the Chelsea, right, and absolutely gut it of everything that it is, you know,
that
like
is Chelsea,
like, okay, we're used to the chaos, we embrace the chaos, you know, like chaos and trophies, that's kind of our motto, but they've just taken away the key part, which is the trophies, and now it's just constant fucking chaos. No winning attitude, no personality, no charisma. Like, it's just, you know, we keep saying
like,
it. Okay.
Sorry, it's like watching EastEnders. You know what I mean? It's always drama, but a shit script. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it never gets good. It's just drama, and it's garbage. But yeah, I mean, you're right. So with that loss, I mean, let's have a look. That's a 1 loss, 2 loss. three. We haven't won in over 5 games. Our last win was against Leicester.
Yep.
We were in the relegation zone. They were terrible. As you said just a second ago, we actually are currently on our worst run since December '93.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've gone 4+ games without scoring for nearly 30 years. The last time we scored was 26 days ago, and it was a penalty.
It's just not good. It's just not good enough.
That's the kind of situation we've got here.
A penalty from, of all people,
against
Havertz.
Everton. Yeah, I know, against Everton. Chilwell also made a personal statement today regarding his sending off last night as well. He posted this on IG, Instagram. Said, slept on it and just want to apologize to my teammates and the fans. I made the decision in a split second last night and it was a mistake. I always give everything for the team and I'll continue to do so. Thank you for the support.
What? I'm not even mad at him because it wasn't really all your fault. 2, it was a very soft red card in my opinion. Don't know about you, but it wasn't a yellow and a penalty. No, it wasn't even in the box. Sorry, a yellow and a free kick. I don't think it resulted was it a straight red? It was a straight
red.
That's ridiculous, He didn't put no one in harm's way. It wasn't a clear goal scoring opportunity because he was still outside the box. I don't get how that's a straight red. If I'm just little to the ref. I'm sorry, but we got a yellow card for Fofana in the first 5 minutes, which literally didn't make sense at all. Value as a yellow. It was in their half. Talk about match fixing. Allegedly. But Jesus Christ. You know what? You think of it like Barcelona's been done for it, and Barcelona's put Real Madrid in the mud and said, well, we're just doing it because they were doing it. And you can bloody see it working, can't you, eh? Sorry, but it's just...
it's very... I do get what you're saying.
Sus.
When you look where Rodrigo was on the edge of the box, you're right. He still had a lot to do to be in an actual real clear goal scoring opportunity. I get it, but European refs are just so much tighter and stricter than the Premier League.
Yeah, especially when they're in Real Madrid games as well.
Right, yeah. They want that number 15 Real Madrid Champions League winner trophy. But yeah, so I mean, really,
it's just what more have we got to say on this?
It's basically the season done. As I said, F the new ownership group and their terrible management.
They were fully all in, as well. They were fully we're gonna win 3-0 and shit. You have no clue about football.
They just turned us into a joke club, basically.
Honestly,
we are well and truly in our banter era.
Before this channel even existed, last season when we was in liquidation, all that bollocks, we said to each other, "I bet you any money it's a Yank that takes over," and I bet you any money we go downhill.
Yeah,
what happened?
Yeah. It's going to be, we said, didn't we? We're going to be upset if it's one of those typical American conglomerates that just random fucking mercenary businessmen who don't really care about the club.
Yeah.
And they've said all the right things, but that's what business people do. They say all the right things, but actions speak louder than words.
Why couldn't we have bloody Ryan Reynolds, man?
Yeah, I know. Oh, fuck's sake! If only they had the cash. If only Deadpool made more money in the cinema, right? He may have been able to buy us.
Fox, this is you.
Well, hopefully, now that they're with Disney, the next film will go massive and he'll have enough to buy us.
Yeah. Please, Ryan Reynolds, please.
Okay. So talking of management, talking of ownership,
we'll story came out today. Move on to a bit of news. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Nagelsmann. Obviously, the favourite, the top of the management hiring list. Nagelsmann is apparently set for a Chelsea interview soon. Will be asked to present his ideas for the club.
Yeah,
I've seen this from various different sources on Twitter, that kind of thing. I lolled out loud when I saw asked to present his ideas.
Yeah,
and they're like, what the fuck does that
here, right? I've got this presentation here. I don't know if you can see it. We're gonna play football.
We're gonna attempt to score goals to win games.
We might, but
in a German accent.
We got to score the goal.
Oh no, we're delirious. The club's made us go mad. Fuck. So.
But I think presenting his ideas, I'm not too sure what that entails. Because if he said anything to Todd Bowley or the management group, they'll just be like, what? Like,
Yeah,
like what?
true.
Like if he turned around and went, right, we're going to play a 3-4-1-2, high attacking Gagan press, blah blah blah, and they'll be like, is it
Sorry.
we don't understand non-baseball? Sorry.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
Sorry.
just makes no sense. But I'm guessing it's business wise. I don't know. Maybe he's talking to our sports director and not the owners. But yeah, Nagelsmann set for the Chelsea interview. Tell you right now, I think he's the bloke. Think he's the bloke.
Yeah, I've been kind of oscillating between Enrique and Nagelsmann. Enrique, Nagelsmann. I've seen some things that make me want Enrique. I've seen some things that make me want Nagelsmann. I think I'm back at the point of like feeling the Nagelsmann hype.
Yeah,
Um, Obviously Enrique's achievements in the game have been pretty good, but then I think
that good.
he hasn't managed a club team for like 8 years.
Yeah,
How weird is that?
yeah,
He's been out of the actual club game for so long.
yeah. You can't
I
do
don't know.
that. Like
That just gives me the ick.
I think
That makes me feel
that's
suspicious. That makes
so
me feel
cringe.
suspicious.
But like Nagelsmann, he's just come from Bayern Munich, and I swear to God, I believe in younger people these days because it just seems these old Donnies we get are just useless anyway. So get someone younger in, get someone with more bright ideas, and just see what he can do. I mean, we gave Graham Potter a bloody chance. Like, give someone who's actually managed a big club a chance and see
Yeah,
what happens, and give him
yeah,
that whole. So I want sorry, the whole summer. I want Frank Lampard out at the start, literally.
yeah,
But that last
definitely.
game, I want him out, and then
Yeah,
literally, I want someone in the start of the summer, the first day of
instantly.
of the thing, and I want him training day in day out. None of this 2 weeks off, 4 weeks off bollocks. I want you in that training ground and getting shit done because this just ain't good enough, bruv.
Yeah, no, definitely. I 100% agree. Lampard obviously was always supposed to come in as an interim, but
Yeah.
he even said in his interview after the game last night, he's like, "We just take these games as they come, and we'll see what happens." It's like Lampard, bro. Do you really think that you're gonna like keep the permanent job
Yeah, no.
after the season you've had with Everton?
It just sounds like
And
Potter 3.0.
it's so weird. It's making me cringe the fact that he's so desperate to like to. I mean, he shouldn't be here in the first place, obviously, but
No,
to think that there might be a chance of him
he
staying on.
hasn't earned it, bruv. He hasn't
Yeah, I
earned
know.
it.
Come on, like just turn off your ego and just you're not that guy, pal.
No.
Not everyone is destined to be a sick manager.
I love him to bits, as a Chelsea legend, as a bloke. I
Yeah,
think he's a
good
great
lad.
bloke and that, but it's just not gonna work. And
No,
just take the L on the chin. You got a little stint to
yeah,
the end of the season. We'll give you a massive goodbye at Stamford Bridge and all that stuff. And
yeah,
just take it as you're going away present because you probably
yeah,
got paid a couple mil. So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. That's some good cash.
take it.
Did
Sorry.
no, sorry. Did you see that? Apparently, James Corden was the one who told
I
Todd
yeah,
Bowley
yeah, yeah,
that.
I put it in the notes. Yeah, I told you actually. I told you yesterday.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What the fuck? No, it's just not like you think.
Can't be true.
One, James Corden is a cock anyway, but
Yeah,
like, you reckon Todd Bowley's going to turn around and be like, oh, you know what? A TV presenter would tell me who to buy. It doesn't work like that. It does.
no, it doesn't.
No, and James Corden is a bloody out and out liar anyway. So
Yeah,
it's just a load of bollocks for media and to boost his late night show, whatever the hell that's called.
yeah.
Um,
Well, that's been packed in, thankfully. So
has
no
it?
more of his late night. Yeah, that has
Thank
been.
God
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, but well, yeah, you say that, but that means he's moving back to England. So
No,
we've got him back.
can we put a petition up to deport him?
We'll do the me minute from
Yeah.
Michael from The Office. No,
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 no.
no. But like,
Oh
if he, you know what? After Gavin and Stacey's gone way downhill. Like Gavin and
yeah,
Stacey, he was sound. I loved him in Gavin. I still do love him in Gavin and Stacey. But since then, mate, like you've gone over to America and you
yeah.
became Todd Bowley 2.0, and
He-
just all that. I just Americans, man, make me cringe. Honestly,
Sorry for any Americans who are watching
nah,
or
sorry, but
listening.
you make me cringe. I'm sorry, you just do.
Yeah, you
Like
have your moments. I'm sure you're not all bad, but a lot of you are quite bad.
a
So
lot of
sorry
you are
about that.
quite like
Yeah, sorry about
95% of you are quite bad.
that.
Like, oh,
Oh,
stop
so
calling it
okay.
soccer.
Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney don't, so that's good.
Mm.
Chelsea are highly interested in signing 18-year-old Barcelona midfielder Gavi on a free transfer. Bit of a strange move, considering we have a squad full of very young players. I was surprised to see this story because I don't see how we'd be able to afford him. But if I just take you through a quote here that I've got from the Mirror, Gavi is one of Barca's. Yeah, well, watch this and I'll explain how it works. Because I didn't get it. Gavi is one of Barca's most prized assets, having come through the club's famed academy to show huge promise. The 18-year-old midfielder has already made 87 appearances for Barca's first team and looks set to be a fixture in the coming years alongside the likes of Pedri. He committed his future to his boyhood club in September by agreeing a lucrative new deal, which includes an eye-catching €1 billion release clause. However, that contract is now null and void because La Liga refused to ratify it due to the club's ongoing financial issues. Gavi has since reverted to his much less lucrative youth deal, and as things stand, would be free to leave Barca as a free agent in the summer. There is huge doubt over his future at Barcelona, and AS reports that Chelsea are mussing in to try and persuade him to move to West London. The Spanish newspaper reports that Gavi's agent, Ivan de la Peña, met with representatives from Chelsea, including sporting director Christopher Vivel, in Madrid 3 weeks ago. The meeting reportedly went very well, and they are expected to reconvene soon to outline a possible contract for Gavi at Chelsea.
Well. How are the turntables?
I mean, I don't know who or why he comes in. Really, truly, 18-year-old.
You know what?
Spanish midfielder.
87 games at 18 years old for Barca's first team.
Is he that lit though?
Mate, an eye-catching €1 billion release clause is outrageous. I've never heard of that in my life. So they were trying to protect him at all costs, but by doing that, La Liga's gone, nah, you're being pricks. So now he's a free agent. Yeah. I mean, we muscled in for the Jamaican kid as well, so why not do it for this?
Yeah, I mean, Graham Hunter of ESPN, this is from his Wikipedia page, hailed Gavi as a highly promising young player in 2021, comparing him to former Barcelona midfielders Xavi and Iniesta.
Jeez.
Due to his qualities, including dribbling, anticipation, intelligence, vision, passing, first touch, close control, change of pace, and his ability to turn quickly to get out of tight spaces and initiate counterattacks. So, I mean, if you take Graham Hunter's word, he seems like obviously quite an exciting player. I mean, anyone who's here with us, leave a comment wherever you are, and let us know if you've seen Gavi play to any degree, because I can't speak on the kid and how well he is.
No, I'm not sure. I haven't seen nothing of him.
No, obviously it's impressive for him to make this many appearances at such a young age. That takes some doing straight away. But an interesting story to keep an eye on. I don't know how legit it is and if we really even need someone like that. But I'd rather us figure out what we're doing on the pitch before we start looking at bringing in new players, because we've got enough new players.
There's rumours of Kovacic leaving this season as well. So maybe he can replace him in some games. Obviously, we'll have Enzo and Kante in the middle.
But then what about like Andre Santos, who's been tearing
this up? This is very true.
Who's also an 18-year-old midfielder.
I'd give you one answer. I don't know.
Maybe we don't know.
Maybe the under 21s, and then once he gets old enough, either sell him, or if he's that good, then bring him into the first team. But
I mean, I guess really
Kante is getting on. I'm sorry, but he is getting on.
No, that's a good point. I guess if you consider like Gavi was considered valuable enough by Barca to give him a €1 billion release clause.
Yeah, no, that's
if you get him on a free, even if you don't really know sporting wise what you want to do with him, to have somebody of that perceived value in the market on your books is pretty good business.
You know what? They put that €1 billion release clause, and La Liga's been like, haha, you've activated my trap card, and then like just said nah and didn't even do it because of their financial issues. And if it's not us, it's going to be someone else. So why not us?
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we have to trust the scouting eye of Christopher Bell and his new group of football cronies.
Yeah.
Hopefully they know what they're talking about and what they're up to. As it stands, they don't, but they haven't had very long on the job, so I'll let them off. Let's move on then. Talking of €1 billion and big money moves. Mornings. There has been some big kind of Chelsea financial news. I don't want to get like too deep into it because I find that the subject so fucking boring. I like Chelsea because I like football.
Yeah.
I don't like fucking business and stock trading and all that garbage.
I'm the other way around.
You're the other way around, so maybe this is more interest to you. But basically, the full accounts of Chelsea FC Holdings were published at Companies House on Sunday morning. Basically reveals the kind of money that was paid out during the club sale. Marina Granovskaya received £35 million, classified as remuneration for qualifying services, 1 million compensation as well. Former chairman Bruce Buck and chief executive Guy Lawrence also thought to be paid, I think, like between them, like the remaining kind of 10 million between them,
Yeah.
for kind of being arbiters of the sale, being there, stuff like that. Basically, the long and short of it is that we are the first club in Premier League to reach the £1 billion of like losses in the Premier League era.
Yeah.
We are being closely watched by UEFA as one of 19 clubs who are being monitored due to FFP
That's like
issues.
everyone then.
Well, it's quite a few clubs, right?
19.
And obviously,
How many
all
are
of the
in the
transfer
Champions
spending.
League?
Well, it's UEFA look over any of the clubs in Europe, so it's out
Yeah,
of
true.
any of a
Right,
couple
yeah.
hundred, I guess. But yeah, so obviously with the massive transfer spending as well, we're on their radar, and it feels like we need to be careful. I don't know, like how much do you really look into stories like this? Does that make you nervous or worried?
No, I mean you got to take into kind of like a sort of thing like Granovskaya obviously had a contract, so therefore we had to pay the contract and buy her out of her contract to fire her, as well as 1 million compensation because obviously she's just lost her bloody job. She's probably gone and said, "Oh well, I'll sue you for it," and then we're like, "I'll just give her 1 million and shut her up." So it's just that Bruce Buck and chief executive Guy Lawrence to be paid out of the the remaining 15 million. That's I mean it's pennies at this point. Honestly, it's just pennies on the pound. But it's just I mean there's no like getting paid off and all that. Like this what happens in every business. Like this isn't just Chelsea. Like it happens everywhere. People get paid because you got a contract. Like if I had a contract, and they said, "Oh, we're going to cancel it," then you'd have a clause in that contract to pay you out. So
Yeah,
that's just what it is. But I'm not worried about it because you got to take into the fact what the bloody hell happened to our club. That's the thing.
yeah,
Like, we didn't anticipate a bloody Russia invasion. We didn't anticipate Abramovich getting sectioned or whatever the fuck it was. So it's like, what do you mean? Like, how do you feel? How do you think we're going to anticipate it? Like, you can't. And then the government took over and stopped all of our income. So
yeah.
stopped all of our income for like 4 months, bruv. Like, and you think that's fair, and then everybody's like, "Oh, FFP." It's like fucking shove your FFP up your ass because we got absolutely bloody domed in the bloody head by the government for 6 months last year, and we just barely about scraped our club because I think it was another couple of days if the signature wasn't on a dotted line, we was getting sold, bruv. We was getting liquidated. So you got to take into account like we was on the verge of being non-existent. Well, that's according to the government, but I think there were major threats and not, wouldn't have held up in
Yeah,
court.
sure. Yeah,
Anyway, no, I don't think. I mean, the £1 billion thing. There's a lot of clubs close to that. I think Man
yeah,
United is the
yeah,
closest to that. I want to say, and I bet your bottom dollar Arsenal and Man City won't be far behind that. But yeah, we've had a lot of shit going on, man. We had to fire a lot of people. We've gone through
yeah.
2 managers. We had to pay Thomas Tuchel. We had to pay. Well, mind you, that's this season, isn't it? This is from last. So,
Mm.
I mean, yeah,
I guess it's like add that on to what's happened this year. As you said, with like firing and hiring people willy nilly.
yeah,
I guess it will add another year of potential
yeah,
big losses. I don't know. What I find so weird about all of this malarkey. Number one, I think that like most of the media just love to shit on Chelsea. So anything comes out about their finances, and they just love to like take a dump on us and put up stories about how oh FFP, what Chelsea, oh they're in trouble. But like think about, as you said, like with United, they literally operating near like $1 billion of debt.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they are
exactly.
they are in nearly $1 billion of
Yeah,
debt,
we're
and they are
not.
operating. No, and they're just operating freely. So
Yeah,
it seems so arbitrary, like all of this chat about the
I
money, like.
I
And
just
the thing I think people forget about football, right? Football's, although it's becoming more and more of a business, and some may say it is literally just businessified now.
yeah
That's not a real word, but football clubs aren't meant to be run like businesses.
no
It's not supposed to work in as in capitalism. Business is about all you're trying to do is make profit.
yeah
You're trying to grow. It's unlimited growth and profit margins, right? You can't get that with football clubs. Football clubs, they don't work like that.
no
You don't get into football to make money. You get
no
into football because you
for
love it
for
and you
the
want to see a club do well,
exactly
right? So I don't
like
get
Roman.
why. Yeah, I just don't get why so many people like start shitting themselves when they see news like this, because
Yeah,
number one, it's not your money. Number two, so many clubs are operating with like millions, hundreds of millions of pounds of debt,
yeah.
and they're just chilling and
Can I,
never seem to have any problems with that.
can,
So I just
yeah, can I just say that I've just read through. It says among that cost will be the former boss Graham Potter, who Chelsea paid 21.5 million for in compensation to Brighton. Potter failed to 7 months in charge, but how was that gonna? How didn't he come in August?
yeah.
So what did we pay Brighton before?
No,
I
I'm
don't
guessing.
get that because
No,
obviously with the set of accounts that added like since July 1st, that's obviously when our thing and that doesn't make sense to me. Like I do accounts as well, and if something's past like a month over, like that makes no sense.
it
So,
just doesn't work like that.
but the
Yeah,
thing is, they haven't mentioned paying off Tuchel either because we would have to pay his rest of his contract as well. So
yeah.
that's like another 30 million odd.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if like maybe Tuchel was placed on kind of like a gardening leave thing, which is what happens to a lot of managers, more so in Europe. And maybe Bayern paid like a bit of a compensation fee to kind of get him out of that
Yeah,
kind of gardening leave contract, but we don't really know the full details of that. Anyway, I don't know. I thought it was an interesting story to put out there.
yeah, no, it is. Yeah,
It's clearly important to us, the club, and something to keep an eye on. But do you know what? At this point, all of our transfers have been busts. If we get another transfer ban, we'll take it on the chin. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because
yeah.
we don't need any more transfers because every time we do them, they're fucked
We've
anyway.
got so many
Um,
players anyway, so
yeah, it will be all right. We've got like 98 players to play, so we don't need transfers. We've got enough players. Um, the Premier League have confirmed that Chelsea will take part in a 6-team summer US tournament. I actually haven't got this in our running order
oh, I
that
was
we
gonna say,
normally
where
do.
is it?
Yeah, so sorry about that. But basically, I just saw it come up, and I thought it'd be worth mentioning. So basically, as reported by The Athletic, Aston Villa, Brentford, Brighton, Chelsea, Fulham, and Newcastle are the 6 teams to take place. It will be between five major. Sorry, it'll be in five major East Coast cities between the 22nd of July and the 30th of July, 2023. Basically, it means it's going to be a lot of flying and traveling for us and playing a lot of games.
Why?
I know. Well, I mean, last season's pre-season was a disaster and clearly contributed to our poor start to the season
Oh,
and,
mate,
and the Super
honestly,
Second in the first place. So
you've literally just hit the nail on the head beforehand. Actually, saying about business and that, and trying to earn more and more and more and more money. And it's just
yeah,
like making these shitty little things that no one cares about. Like we don't care about it. It's not the
mm,
Prem, so or the Champions League, so no one gives a shit. The Community Shield, no one cares. Like the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, it's nothing compared to Premier League and Champions League. And then like I mean, the summer's meant to be rest, recuperate, get your team onto a level where they can compete and get
yeah,
this sort of like statistical sort of mastermind in play and get all your tactics ready in everybody's brain for the upcoming season. But no, we got to play against shitty Fulham and Brighton and that. What on the East Coast?
yeah,
Like the East Coast of America?
yeah,
Why?
yeah. I mean, it's to appeal obviously to the US market. You can see why Chelsea are there because obviously, uh,
I'm
US
sorry,
owners.
but
So it just makes sense.
what American supports Fulham?
That's a good point. That is a good
Come
point.
on, what? Name one American that supports Fulham or Brighton. I can't.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, games are going to take place in Philadelphia, Atlanta, Orlando, New Jersey, and Maryland. Um, so
What a load of bollocks!
There's a fair amount of mileage there. It seems quite early on in the summer. It will still give us a couple weeks after it's finished before like the start of the season. So hopefully it's not too disruptive. But I'm just nervous, man, for any of these like major commitments that we make during the off season.
What if someone gets injured in that tournament?
Well, then that's it.
It's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's outrageous, and I think the same thing about friendlies. I even think we have too many friendlies. I like have one or two just to get your tactics in play, and don't have them friendlies against other teams in the Prem, and just have like I don't know, bloody Ajax or something, but like just someone in Europe somewhere, and just a mutual ground, maybe behind closed doors, just like not massive heavy tackles, you're not going for it, and just have a couple, but. Now we've got to do friendly because obviously friendly's going to be in there as well. So it's going to be friendlies and a tournament.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just wank, bruv.
It's a bit mad, bruv. It's a bit mad, but I thought I thought I should add that in because that's obviously going to affect us in the summer.
Yep.
And any manager who may or may not come in by that point.
Indeed.
Let's move on then
to the women's.
Yeah, to the women's side of our beloved club. Unfortunately, there weren't any Chelsea women's games from when we last recorded, so not much to talk about in terms of results there. However, Lauren James and Jess Carter were in the England side that beat Brazil in the first ever Finalissima game at Wembley.
Finalissima.
Finalissima. It's a cool word.
I like that.
Yeah, the game basically, if anyone doesn't know, basically pits together the most recent winners of the Euros and the South American kind of equivalent. So they come together in a big kind of blows. I believe, as I said, it was at Wembley. I think like 82,000, massive attendance, probably
and we beat Brazil.
Attendance. We did. We beat Brazil. Yeah, we beat them 1-0. Lauren James started at right wing and was involved in the build up to the goal, which was nice. She did also score a goal, but it was ruled off for offside, unfortunately. But looked like she played a decent game. I believe it was decided in penalties at the end. With I think England apparently played pretty bad in the second half, but unfortunately I wasn't around to watch it. Niamh Charles from the Chelsea squad was also on the bench for that game for England. And then I think a few days later, Sam Kerr helped Australia beat England. She netted once as the Aussies broke England's 30-game unbeaten streak with a 2-0 win. So a huge result for the Australians, who actually have a decent side. So
Sam Kerr, man, just overpowered.
Yeah, I know. Just keeps scoring.
Honestly, needs
and it was another one, and the goal was great as well. It was another one of a classic, like someone puts the ball over the top, she runs through to it, takes a great touch, and produces a lovely finish, which again none of our players in the men's team can do. So kudos to her. She keeps doing that, and that's one of the hardest things to do. Man.
We have a men's team.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah,
shit,
apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'll have to start watching them.
Yeah.
Are they any
so
good?
With the youth, no, they're not. They're bloody shit. So with the youth setup, then again similar story. No under 18s or development squad games since the last episode. The under 18s have got Leicester City under 18s on Saturday, and the development squad have got Man City on Sunday, which is a bit of a title.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
That. Chelsea aren't really close. Like it's definitely within Man City's hands. But a good result to Chelsea could give them a bit of a glimmer of hope to win the PL2, but it does seem unlikely.
Rival watch. Rival watch. What is on Rivals up to this week, Bo?
Well, United are still going through the sales process.
Yeah.
There were a third round of bids have been issued by the Glazer family.
I put mine in.
Yeah. I'll put a quid in.
No, I put £10 in a Freddo.
Oh, well then.
Yeah.
That'll probably do it, I reckon. That'll probably do it. Obviously, we're not United fans, so we're not super plugged into what their fan base is thinking and feeling. But I have seen a lot of frustration with the third round of bids being issued, because I know a lot of fans are pissed off because it's like, just take the bids of what we've already got now. If they're not good enough, like stop trying to milk this for all it's worth. Like just sell the club and move on.
Yeah.
And I've seen like one bidder in particular publicly said, like, it's a joke that they've issued another round of bids, and that is quite disrespectful to those who have already
put up,
or who have said they will put up multi-billion pound deal.
This isn't an eBay deal. You know what I mean? This is billions of dollars /pounds/euros/currency. in like huge quantities, like unfathomable amounts, and you're like, oh yeah, we want a little bit more.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
just doesn't
It's a
work.
bit of a joke thing.
So.
It's a bit of a joke thing. I mean, more instability at a Premier League
Dear.
rival is nice for us. Hopefully, they got bought out by someone shit like potentially we have. But yeah,
Get
interesting
Todd
to keep an
Bowley
eye
on
on
the
them.
phone.
Yeah, yeah. Can we do a swap? Actually, no. I wouldn't take the Glazers over Todd
No,
Bowley. To
fuck
be
that
fair,
shit.
fuck
Fucking
that,
hell.
fuck that, fuck that. Moving on then to another two of our rivals. Arsenal and Liverpool had an absolute humdinger of a game.
Incredible game.
Yeah,
Incredible.
absolute peak Premier League ball. It
Yeah.
reminded me of like that kind of golden Premier League period between like 2006 to 2013 maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, 16 if you like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's when we had that second Mourinho season where we finished 15th. So
okay, maybe 15th then. 15th,
yeah. But 16 was when 16 was when Leicester won the league. So that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, it was good. Yeah, that was a good season.
I don't know, it's hard. But anyway, yeah, an absolute humdinger of a game.
Goal! What a game!
Yeah, it was so like just one of those
End
games
to
you
end.
couldn't take your eyes off. It was really good and nice to see somebody give Arsenal a real seeing too.
Yeah, it was.
And Liverpool really should have won. Ramsdale did make some good saves towards the end.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But yeah, Liverpool were peppering them, and I think it leaves Arsenal maybe a little bit more nervous about their kind of Premier League push because maybe that shows a bit of weakness and a bit of instability there.
We can't have them win. Honestly, Man City, please do it for us. Like we need you now more than ever, just to smash everybody. Haaland, just get on the juice some more and just start smashing in more goals. Talking about Haaland, he has become the highest single season Premier League, the highest single season Premier League player ever to reach 45 goals now this season. And a casual reminder that City signed him for 51.2 million, which we actually bid for him the year before, I believe, for about 100 million, and they went no. So that was fun.
Yeah, it's pretty grim, and I'm pretty sure this has something to do with the kind of like the agents that Erling Haaland has. I actually think. Oh, who was his agent? He had that mega agent who died like randomly last year.
I can't remember his name now. Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Anyway, so Haaland has also scored more goals.
Mino Raiola.
That's him. Rest in peace.
Mino Raiola. Yeah. That's it. Apparently, he got like an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
There was massive agency fees with that move.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's typical, isn't it? Like we put up way more money and we didn't get him.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, just want to reiterate, as you said, the highest single goals like tally of any Premier League player ever. He's now got 45 goals. He's scored more goals in all competitions than we have this season. That's how many fucking goals this guy has.
He's scored more goals than most teams.
Yeah, I saw Joe Cole say the other day that apparently he wouldn't be surprised if Haaland gets like 1,000 career goals.
Wouldn't surprise me either.
Which would be pretty. I mean, you'd have to beat Ronaldo and Messi, but I mean, he's banging in goals in his first season in the Premier League. He's not slowed down.
Yeah, the Premier League as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
This ain't no Farmers League, bro.
No, he scored against Bayern the other night in the Champions League, but the quarterfinal. Like the guy is he's built different.
You know what? In the words of Bert Kreischer, he's the machine. The machine.
He's the machine. Yeah, no, very impressive individual. It's a shame we couldn't get him.
Yeah,
when we went forward.
I was very disappointed when we didn't. Very disappointed.
No, but that's football. Spurs. I don't know if you saw the Brighton game. It was pretty bullshit. I didn't watch it, but I did watch like the highlights. I brought this one up really not to say that like well done Spurs getting a win.
No. I know why you put it up because I've seen it as well. And Pogmore, mate, what the fuck is going on?
The refereeing once again cost Brighton a game.
Yep. For the second time against a big team.
Yeah, terrible decisions, terrible utilization of VAR, just absolutely shitting the bed again in another important game. Brighton are, they're so close to like even a Champions League spot at this point. And those 2 points they lost out there, which they didn't deserve to. Could be so important come to the end of the season.
Well, them 2 points from the Spurs game and then also the Arsenal game that they got apologised to as well. So
yeah, no, that's true.
That you got to take into account that. So that's possibly like 3 or 4 points. And it's just like, can they sue them at this point?
Well, in theory, this could be like millions and millions. This could be like a multi-million-pound loss for
Yeah,
Brighton. Like if you get into a big European competition,
it's
you can earn.
money.
You're set to make like 40 to 60 million quid just for being there.
Yeah, yeah.
And so for a club like Brighton to miss out on that because fucking
That's
referees
like
once
per game
again
as well, by the
can't do
way.
their job. Yeah, it's crazy and it's so disgusting. And all this sorry malarkey.
Yeah.
Like Howard Webb has now come in as like the chief
I thought it would actually make a
Pogba.
difference, but I think it's got
Yeah.
worse.
Well, the standards are seemingly dropping to an all-time low.
Yeah.
But it's just like all the sorry malarkey. Like that's enough.
I'm tempted
do
just
we
to bounce
say
down to fucking Stockley myself.
and fucking
The
sort
old
the place
stomping
out?
ground.
Yeah, I know. So it's just once again, Premier League referees absolutely shit in the bed.
Abysmal.
And really mullering Brighton's chances of getting into Europe,
Yeah.
and it's a real shame because they've done so well this season. Premier League is set to ban gambling companies from the front of club jerseys.
Yeah.
The rule should come into place by 25-26 season.
We mentioned
seems a long
this,
wait.
didn't we?
Seems like a long time to wait.
We mentioned this a few weeks ago, I think, when it was rumored to be. But now, obviously, they've set to ban it in a couple of years. Why a couple of years? We don't know. Probably contracts to run out. I don't know. Obviously, Everton's got stake.com on theirs.
Newcastle
has got someone. Someone else got someone else. I'm not too sure why, after all this time, why are we banning, gambling websites? Because they banned alcohol businesses as well for good few years back now.
Yeah, donkeys ago.
Why? I'm not too sure. Like, I know that gambling's a massive thing, but it's not the jerseys that do it. We're not looking at jerseys and going, oh, I'm going to bet on stake.com because they sponsor fucking Everton. It doesn't work like that. They do shiny little adverts in the middle of the the breakdown of the game or whatever. And they do all these, fucking hell, to get Ray Winston in and all sorts. And it's just like, that's what's doing it. It's not the shirt sponsors. No one cares about shirt sponsors. We just want them to look good when it's on our team. Shouts out to you, Yokohama, for making a shit logo. I mean,
I guess it's probably like trying to protect younger fans because it's a lot of kids obviously watch football. Maybe they're just trying to stop them like already seeing those companies from such a young age. That's kind of what I get it. Like, I get it, but I guess you could say that about all advertising because I'm never looking for advertising when I'm doing anything.
No,
but the idea is it implants the idea of that company in your head, and so that's probably what that's why those gambling exist on the front of shirts.
If you're gonna gamble, you're gonna gamble. Like, I gamble, but I do it one, I do it responsibly, and two, I don't think I use any of the shirt sponsors. It's like it doesn't work like that. It doesn't, like, I look at Yokohama tires or who else. Like, I'm not gonna go, oh, I'm gonna get tires from Yokohama. I don't care. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, shirt sponsors do not matter at all. I don't think. Whale fin on ours. I don't even know what that is, bruv. Something to do with crypto. Have I used it?
Yeah.
No. Do I care? No. But like. I think that's the same for every club. So I think just banning them is massive disadvantage to the whole Premier League as a whole, because it's a lot of money gone from these lower down clubs.
Well, I personally see it as a W. I don't like the way that like gambling is so like heavily linked to sport, and that it's well, like
that's how
one
it came
can't go
about.
without the other. What? Gambling from sport, from sport.
Because you bet like right back in the day, like yonks and yonks and yonks ago, you'd be like, all right, well, Terry's having a fight with Dave. I'll bet you a chicken.
Yeah,
that's how it come about, and now it's just evolved because we made this thing called money, and it's just gone on to be that. So it's like it's always been sport. We came up with the game of poker, we came up with the game of roulette for it, but the natural initial thing is, I bet you can't beat that in that sport, and that's how it come about. So I think I see it as a win, but I see it as a loss at the same time, because you got to think these little clubs. I say little clubs. clubs that rely on this bloody money from these massive sponsors, like Stake is a big sponsor for Everton, huge. And it's just like, who's going to sponsor Everton now for that much money? Like, there's only certain amount of businesses out there that would actually sponsor you for that much, and for like longer contracts. But
yeah, we'll see it. Well, I guess we'll have to see how it all pans out with who people get. Let's finish off then by taking a quick look at the Premier League table, because I think it's important, obviously, just to remind ourselves where we stand.
Do we have to?
After this, no, we should do. After this kind of current round of results, we're in 11th. Obviously, we have 39 points.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace have 33 points. They're below us in 12th. Fulham are 10th. They have 39 points. There's no way of us getting into Europe at this point, I don't think. No. Otherwise, at Liverpool on 44 points, I think in the last European spot, that's 5 points, and they've got a game in hand. We're not making that up. But I really wanted to say this, obviously, because the relegation zone is 27 points. I don't think we're going to get dragged all the way down back there, because we are 12 points ahead of that.
They're not going to catch up.
No. But what I will say is that we could end up dropping even further, because we just lost to Wolves, who are now only 8 points behind us.
Yeah.
Palace are only 6 points behind us. We could end up being even lower. But anyway, I just think it's important just to let everyone know what the crack is. Obviously, Arsenal is still at the top. Man City is second now. Newcastle are third. Man United
Man
fourth.
City do have a game in hand, though. And they also have more goal difference as well. So
yes, they do. So the end of the season is shaping up to be quite an exciting run-in, not for Chelsea, but for everyone else.
Go on, Newcastle.
Yeah, good luck to Newcastle. I'm kind of they're like my second team at the moment.
I think Wrexham's
there we go. Yeah, fair enough.
A shout out to Ben Foster again. Absolute brilliant bloody save on the old penalty. If you haven't watched that, go over to the Cycling GK and have a gander at that. Holy crap. What an episode that was. And what game from Notts County and Wrexham in non-league. They could batter us. They could absolutely wipe the floor with us.
Yeah, as I said, Paul Mullen.
Yeah, I want to sign him.
Oh well, you need to get the latest copy of flipping Football Manager, man, and make it happen.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. I think that's it for now. Please subscribe, comment. Your thoughts on our games, your thoughts on our transfers and the money that we've been spending and stuff like that. Call us out if we've made any mistakes. And also just any of your opinions, anything like that. A subscribe would be nice. We're still growing. Please, just something, please. But if you're listening to us on any podcast platform, a little rating wouldn't go amiss. But yeah, that's it for now. We got who we got? We got Brighton on a Saturday at 3:00. So that's at home as well, I believe.
We're gonna get battered. We're
gonna get battered by Brighton, so that's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. We'll do a little match preview on the maybe tomorrow night. Actually, we're recording on a Thursday now, so on the Friday night we should do a preview. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the Saturday morning, and then a little match reaction to more shite from the Chelsea. So. Thank you for listening, and as always, up the Chelsea.
Thanks for listening to The Pride. If you enjoyed what you heard, feel free to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice, and maybe drop a like or follow on our YouTube, Twitter, TikTok and Instagram pages. And as always, up the Chelsea.